I'm Adam Parsons, senior producer on Clive Barker's Jericho. Clive Barker's Jericho takes place at the beginning of the game in modern day, where you are playing part of the Jericho squad, banishing the firstborn back into the box, like so many Jericho squads have done before you.
Alpha, Omega, cover him!
So the story starts off with the firstborn, which is an abortionate creation by God who screwed up, trying to make Adam and Eve, and he came up with the firstborn, who was basically the seed of all evil. He's being cast into the depth of the box, and through time, the firstborn tries to come back to wreak havoc on mankind and spread his evil everywhere. Each time he comes back, a Jericho squad has been formed to destroy him and banish him back to the box.
We've come for the firstborn!
Of course you have.
So the Jericho squad was set up in the early 40s to counter the German Fuel Society, which is this society of occult followers. And present day, the present day Jericho squad is made up of seven people into two squads run by Devlin Ross, the leader of the Jericho team.
The truth is, we're all inside of him. The difference is you just don't know it yet. We're already lost.
So some of the key mechanics of the game are, one of the key mechanics is the character swapping, which is essentially you are Devlin Ross and you possess the other Jericho squad members. You can do this through most points in the game. Certainly when all the team members are in one place, you can swap between all 6 of them. At certain points in the game, you'll split off into either squad or go solo, where you take place of one particular character, Black, for instance, who is the sniper of the squad, and she has to rescue her teammates from a certain section of the game. So once she's rescued the teammates, again, you can then swap between all the characters.
If you tell us where it is...
What? Set me free.
So what you can do is, as part of the game, you have two weapon systems, if you like. One is your primary fire, which is something like a handgun, and your secondary fire is something like a Gatling gun, which we have, say, for Delgado, for instance. Delgado, like all the other squad members, has secondary supernatural powers, which are Ababanili, a fire spirit, which is encased in a metal encasement on his arm, which is released when he's attacked by enemies. He can also use the same fire spirit to put up a fire barrier to prevent damage from enemy fire.
We've come to stop him!
Now, brothers, unite our flash to fire!
There's 5 different time periods in the game. You start off in modern day Al-Khali, you fight through to World War II, then through to the Crusades, the Roman era, and finally end up in the Sumerian era. And then that leads to the final confrontation, but we don't know what we can tell you about that at the moment, so it's a bit of a mystery. If you play through it, you'll understand it. It's a heavily story-driven game that unravels as you play through each of the 5 time slices.
He's loose!
I'm Adam Parsons, senior producer of Clive Barker's Jericho, coming out on PS3, Xbox 360 and PC in autumn 2007.